Hello and welcome into this week's edition of the NASCAR K&N Pro Series Rewind Show right here on Racing News Now. As always, I'm your host, Garth Allen. Thank you once again for joining me today. If this is your first time catching a Racing News Now video, consider going down below and hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from R&N. On today's edition of the K&N Rewind, we're looking back at the season finale for the K&N Pro Series East. That took place Saturday morning at the Dover International Speedway, Dover, Delaware, 125 laps around the 1 mile Monster Mile. It was the Crosley brand's 125. 5 cautions on the day for a total of 24 laps. First caution came out at lap 3 as the 5 of Juan Manuel Gonzalez and the 18 of Colin Garrett got together on the front stretch. Second caution at lap 30 when the 7 of Devin Dodson spun on the front stretch. Third caution came at lap 46. Don't have any info on that caution. Lap 50, the 54 car of Todd Gilliland got into the wall in the front stretch, and that would end his day. And final caution at lap 84. Also don't have any info on that caution. Lap leaders on the day. Ruben Garcia Jr. led the most laps at 75. He basically led the entire way from lap 49 to the finish at lap 125, other than a couple of laps led, lap 86 and 87, by Derek Kraus. Tyler Ankrum led 8 laps. Those were the first 8 laps of the race from the pole. And Todd Gilliland led 40 laps in the early stages as well. All right, so let's get into your results. Ruben Garcia Jr. would pick up the victory in this one. 75 of the 125 laps led in this race. His second win of the K&N Pro Series East season. He won back in June at Memphis as well. Brandon McReynolds comes home in the second position. Derek Kraus, running for DGR Crosley this week in the East Series, comes home in third. Sam Mayer, the highest finishing MDM Motorsports car, in fourth, and Harrison Burton in the fifth position. Rest of your top 10 were Anthony Alfredo, Ryan Vargas, Chase Cabra, Ronnie Bassett Jr., and Dylan Bassett rounded out the top 10. Final page, 11th through 17th. Tyler Ankrum getting caught up in an incident early. He ended up 13 laps off the pace there in the 11th position. He was your championship leader coming into this race. And then down here, everybody from 13th on down getting involved in accidents on the day. Todd Gilliland out early in an accident. Same thing for Spencer Davis. And we talked about that lap 2 crash for Juan Manuel Gonzalez and Colin Garrett. All right, that's your results from the Crosley Brands 125. We were able to catch up with Ruben Garcia Jr. to talk about his second win of the season and the final of the 2018 season for the K&N Pro Series East. So let's get to that chat right now, and we'll see what Ruben had to say about this win. And we're now joined on the phone by winner of yesterday's K&N Pro Series East race, the Crosley Brands 125 from the Dover International Speedway, Ruben Garcia Jr. Ruben, how are you doing today?
Really good. It's really nice to wake up with this feeling of winning the last night.
Yeah, I can imagine. So just talk us through your race. You led the vast majority of the latter half of the race, so you seem to have a pretty dominating car there at the end.
It was, and to be honest with you, after practice, I didn't feel like my car was that good, but it was pretty awesome on the long run. We couldn't do any long run during practice because our practice was pretty short, so we didn't know exactly what we had for the long run. But Steve gave me a really good piece of my crew chief, and I was fortunate enough to drive it to the front and maintain the lead for most of the race. Last year, I was facing pretty much the same scenario, but I had a tire issue with 8 laps to go. So there at the end, I was a little bit nervous because I have the experience from last year. We couldn't accomplish the win. It was really, really cool to come back and finally get that win.
In the beginning portions of the race, those first 50 laps or so, were you just kind of waiting for the car to come to you? Did it come to you later in the race?
It came to me later on the race. I would say the best my car was in the second break, when it was, I guess, between lap 40 and 80. My car was really, really good there. The first stage, to be honest with you, I was just trying to figure out what I have so I can talk to my crew chief during the first break and make some adjustments to tires and fuel and make it better for the second, for the last two couple of stages. And it started pretty good. I started 8th and moved up to second place pretty fast, and then got a pretty cool battle there with Gilliland. And once I got clean air, my car was pretty good, so it didn't require a lot of adjustments to make it a little better.
So after this race, now the K&N Pro Series has concluded their season. You finished the season 3rd in points. Are you happy with that result?
I am. I always start every single season I race in. I always start with one goal in mind, obviously, winning the championship. But also, I want to get better every year. So last year I finished 5th. This year I finished 3rd. So I felt like it was a good improvement. We came just 1 point short out of second place. So I think it's a good progress overall. I still have some races to go in Mexico, and I'm leading right now. So I would call already this year a successful year.
Tell us about what you've got left here for the rest of the season. You mentioned having a couple of races left in Mexico. What do you have for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I still have 3 more in Mexico. I'll put pretty much all my attention in that because we have a good shot at the championship. We're running pretty good. The battle is really close up front, so we cannot give up at all there. So I'll have a lot of my attention down there, and I will use this extra time I'll have without running the K&N Series to try to figure out stuff for next year. I really want to start running at the national level, so it's that time of the year where you're trying to find sponsors, you're trying to contact teams, and just trying to get the best opportunity you can for next season.
Ruben, thanks for joining us today. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and congratulations on that 2nd win of the season.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And we want to thank Ruben for coming on and chatting with us today. It was fun talking to him, and we wish him luck in his final races this season down there in Mexico as well. Point standings for the K&N Pro Series East, the final point standings of the season, as again this was the season finale for the K&N Pro Series East. Tyler Ankrum had such a lead coming into this race. The 11th place finish for him after his problems did not deter him from winning the championship. He wins the 2018 K&N Pro Series East Championship by 84 points over Tyler Dipple. Dover winner Ruben Garcia Jr. 1 point off of getting that 2nd spot in points there from Tyler Dipple. He was 85 off of the lead. Ronnie Bassett Jr. also very close there, only 2 points behind Ruben Garcia Jr. Anthony Alfredo also finishing in the top 5 in points. So that's your final point standings for the season for the K&N Pro Series East. We still have 2 races left for the K&N Pro Series West from Roseville and Bakersfield coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So we will have rewind shows for those as well when those happen, and should be exclusive winner interviews with those winners as well. So you'll definitely want to check those out if you are a fan of the K&N Pro Series. But I think that'll do it for us today on the K&N Pro Series East Rewind show. We've got an Xfinity Series Rewind for their race at Dover yesterday coming up here later as well. We're trying to get an interview lined up with Christopher Bell to talk about his win, but as it was last time Christopher won, it's seeming like that's probably not going to happen, but we are working on it nonetheless. And then we have an ARCA Rewind for last night's race at Lucas Oil Raceway as well. We do have the winner interview for that one. So you want to check that out as well. That'll come up later today. And then, of course, a Cup Series Rewind for Dover. That'll come up later tonight as well. So a big day here on RNN. 4 rewind shows all in one day. Lots to keep you occupied today here on RNN. And then, of course, pole position Monday night, 8 p.m. to recap all of those races plus F1 from Suzuka. So big night on pole position, 8 p.m. Monday night as well. So if you're not already subscribed, you need to go down below, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. If you're not subscribed, you probably missed out on all of our chats with some of the biggest names in the ARCA Racing Series last night from Lucas Oil Raceway. We had plenty of time to do that as it rained yet again. Did get the race in, though, a little later than we were planning on, but did get the race in nonetheless, even rain notwithstanding. Alright, so hit that big thumbs up button if you like the video. It is much appreciated when you do. So with that, this has been the K&N Pro Series East Rewind Show. I'm Garth Allen for Racing News Now.